My name is Nate Chinen. I'm a music critic. I write about jazz and other music, primarily for the New York Times, also for JazzTimes and other outlets. And I'm here at the OUTBEAT Festival, partly because I was conducting an interview earlier with Fred Hirsch, great pianist, great musician, and also just to sort of throw my support behind this festival and its cause. I think it's significant, and it's really important for the jazz community and for culture in general to see that there is a spectrum of jazz musicians who identify as gay, lesbian, transgender, and just to understand that this is it's actually not a box. It's not a limiting factor, but rather it's something that spans musical styles and generations. Just as in every area, every walk of life, this is just it's something that people identify as. And within the jazz world, the booking on this festival is representative of that. I think you have singers and pianists and drummers, men and women, and playing in a more traditional style, playing in a more adventurous, exploratory style, and because of the framework of this festival, the unifying theme is, the catchphrase of the festival, which is America's first queer jazz festival. This idea that this sort of historically subcultural and sort of subaltern realm is coming out and saying, we are jazz musicians, we are part of this community, and it means something for us to rally behind this cause, and it's one that I certainly support.
Hi, my name is Dina Underwood, and I'm so honored to be here at OUTBEAT, nation's first queer jazz festival here in Philadelphia. I just performed upstairs here at the William Wade Community Center here in Philadelphia with my partner Jaye Sanders. So I am a full-time musician. Every time I leave my house to go to work, it's for music, whether teaching piano to senior citizens at a senior citizen center, or my regular job is playing at a piano bar here in Philadelphia at Tavern on Camac. There are a lot of LGBTQ jazz musicians out there that really need to be heard, and I think that I know for me, I didn't see a lot of gay and lesbian and trans artists out there, and it's been really nice to know that these people exist. I remember listening to Dina Underwood and Patricia Barber. I didn't know that they were out. Fred Hirsch, I didn't know that they were out. Even Andy Bay, oh my gosh, like him and his sisters, the stuff that they did early on was just amazing. And it's really nice to know that there are people like me. I didn't know, and it took this festival to find out. It's sad, but at the same time, I'm really celebrating that this is happening. Role models are a big deal. I used to work for a long time at the Attic Youth Center here in Philadelphia. It's a youth center for gay and lesbian youth, and role models were a big part of my work there, like showing youth that it's okay to be who you are. It's okay to be out. It's okay to be in, but it's okay to be out too, and feel safe. It was never a question for me to not be out. I just had to be. That's just what happened. But there was still, when I decided to go into jazz, there was still kind of a hesitance of, oh, well, do I tell people, or is it okay for me to change the pronouns in these songs? And I just did it anyway, just because it felt true to my heart. I didn't see it necessarily mirrored back. I didn't see a lot of other people doing that, but I knew that I had to, just because I needed to be true to who I am.
Do you think there's homophobia in jazz?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
And how do you see that? How do you see that expressed, or how do you experience it?
I see it a lot when when sometimes when I remember doing a jazz festival, and I don't want to name anything, but when there was a musician that was on the bill with the band that I was with, and the musician he played the flute, and some of the guys in the band that I was in, they were saying that he wasn't nice to them, and instead of just saying that he wasn't nice or he seemed like he was an angry person, they immediately went to, oh, he's a faggot, or and it was scary to me. Everybody knew about me in the band, and later on I said something to the band and said, look, this is not acceptable. You guys know who I am. I saw this, and I thought it was very frightening, and it was disturbing to hear my bandmates saying that this guy's a faggot just because he wasn't nice to you. He's not a nice guy. That's it. End of story. No need to bring in sexual orientation or anything like that. So that's just one example. But
And how do you separate that from sexism? I'm assuming you've experienced sexism, have you not, in the jazz world?
Yes, I have experienced sexism. Well, for one, for me, I think sometimes when I don't work, I really think about the fact that I don't subscribe to what it means to be a female jazz singer, meaning I don't wear dresses. You'll never see me in a dress. And I think that sometimes people don't call me because they know that I don't play that game. I'm not just the girl in the band. I am in the band. I want to be in the band. I'm a piano player, I'm a vocalist, and I should be treated based on that. Sometimes most of the more feminine looking girls will get the gig, not the butch girl, because people, I guess they can't relate to me. And that's okay. Sometimes. I'd like to be working.
Hi, I am Jaye Sanders, and I am a vocalist, a songwriter, and a vocal mentor. And I am here at Philadelphia's first OUTBEAT Jazz Festival. I am excited to be here. I just performed with Dina Underwood. She is a phenomenal pianist and vocalist, and I'm delighted to be here. I feel like I believe that this festival is very, very prominent in making a difference in our music community as far as jazz. We know that jazz has been dominated by straight men for a long time, for ages. It was almost kind of like blasphemy if you were gay and you were known in the jazz genre. So it's very, very important to know of people like Billy Strayhorn, who was out and free and still was the right-hand man for Duke Ellington, who was very much a straight man, but for him to not care. And I'm sure he went through negativity and rejection and discrimination, but he still wrote beautiful music that we still sing to this day. So I feel like OUTBEAT is paying homage to people like him. OUTBEAT is paying homage to those that were brutally abused and fought against for standing up for their sexuality and their orientation, but still saying, I am a jazz musician. So I thank Chris Bartlett and the William Wade Center for thinking of this and just putting on a beautiful, beautiful event. It's just the pride and the ego of men that feel like those women are dominant women, are stepping on their toes, are replacing them. And it makes me sad that they feel like they have something to prove or have something to shut them down from or reject them from having an opportunity as well. Me and Dina walked into a jazz rehearsal and they requested us. They never met her before. They requested her, I came with her. They approached me as if I was Dina. And I'm like, no, she's right here. And they look at her and look at her up and down. Yes. You know, when you hear Dina, you think about Dream Girl. But when they saw her and her appearance, they're like, no, it must be you. I'm like, no, I'm Jaye. And my name, by me shortening it, it sounds like you don't know who I am. I love that I shortened my name to Jaye. I feel like I gained power from that as well. But it's just, jazz is just a very egotistical, prideful genre that I feel as though we are breaking down walls. We are.